Alright, kindergarten, we are going to be creating this really cute little snowman picture, and you will get to choose either a blue background or a nighttime black background. So we are going to be drawing this out today. We're going to draw a snowman, and we are going to be using my favorite lines called swirls. I call them swirly swirls. And we're going to be making swirly swirls to create this picture. So the very first thing we have to do is draw out our snowman, and you actually have a tracer, circle tracer that looks like this. And you can use whichever circles you would like as long as you make sure that the big circles on the bottom, the medium circles in the center, and the baby circles on the top. I like to call them the Papa Bear circle, Mama Bear circle, and baby bear circle. So I think I want this really nice, big, tall snowman, so I'm going to use these three here. So I'm going to come to the very bottom, and I'm going to take my pencil, just in case I mess up, because I'm going to go back and trace. And I'm going to come to the center of my paper, and I'm going to trace a circle. Now this is important. I don't want to just leave my tracer here, because they're going to be all spread out. And I'm going to go ahead and use my white oil pastel so that you can see. So let me go ahead and trace that. You can't see my pencil lines. Alright. And we might just go ahead and trace it out in white oil pastel so our pencil does not show. Alright, so I've got my papa on the bottom, but now I need to make sure that I don't want space in between. These snowballs sit on top of each other, so I need to make sure I bring that circle, my mama circle, down on top of the papa circle. And now I'm going to do the same thing. Now I can either pick a smaller one. I don't have to use this one. I think I am, but I don't have to. I could pick a smaller circle for the head. But I think I'm going to do this one. I want a nice big snowman. Alright, and see how they're all touching. Perfect. Alright, so the next thing you're going to do is we're not going to color it in. We're going to start from the center, and we're going to make one of those really cool swirls. We're going to go around. We're going to start in the center, and we're just going to keep making a circle. And we're going to do this until we fill it up. Just like that. We're going to do that with every one. Just a big swirl. And I'm going to do a big swirl right here too. Perfect. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is before I do any details to my snowman, I want to go ahead and do the background. And if you notice, the background is done in two different values of blue. We have a dark blue and a light blue. And we're just going to fill up the entire page. I'm going to get my light blue and my dark blue. And you're just going to put swirls. And you can make big swirls. You can make little swirls. You can't hardly see this blue on that paper. And I'm just going to do swirls. And I want to fill all my space. If you want to do your dark blue first and do all of your dark blue and then go back and do your light blue, you can do that. But we're going to fill up all this space with swirly swirls. Right here. I don't want any empty space. See how I'm going in and I'm adding swirls? Maybe I want one here. I'm just adding swirls. And I'm going to go in. See, I've got a lot of empty space. I don't want that. I want to fill it up with swirls. So you want to make sure you go in. If you see some really big open gaps, fill it in with swirls. It almost looks like there's a little snowstorm behind him. We want it to look like a little blizzard. He's so cold. He's out there in the blizzard. Maybe I want to add a little one here. You want to fill all your space. Do you see how I pretty much got all of my spaces with swirls? Perfect. All right, so now we're going to add those details on the snowman. So now I'm going to need a black oil pastel. All right, and I'm going to give him 2 button eyes. I'm going to give him a button mouth. And I'm going to give him 2 buttons here. While I have the black, I'm going to go ahead and give him some little stick arms, and you can have them go in whichever direction you want. Perfect. And while I have the black, I'm going to go ahead and put him a little hat on. And all it is a rectangle with another rectangle, and fill it in. Perfect. And then we got to do his nose. We're going to do his nose with orange. And I'm just going to do a little, it's almost like a little V, a little slanted V. And we're going to give him a nose. All right, so this is part 1. And this should take you a little while to do. We want to draw out the snowman, we want to do the background, we want to add all the details in the snowman. If you would like to add a scarf, you can, and it's just a rectangle. And then you can just do that on the outside, and again you can have patterns or designs on that. You can do that however you want. Maybe you want to color it with stripes. That is totally up to you. It is your picture. You can have it look however you want. So this is part 1. All right, so for part 2, we actually need to outline him with glue so that our glitter has something to stick to. So we are going to outline him in glue, and then we can put some little dots of glue in the background where you want some glitter to stay as well. So very, very carefully, you're going to take your glue bottle, and we're just going to trace around the circles. And I would start at the top and move my way down so that you don't accidentally rub up against your glue. And you're just going to gently squeeze your bottle. If you need to use 2 hands, you can do that. And you're going to go all the way around the circle. You're going to do that here. Very carefully. Now, Miss Rucker's going a little quick, but you might want to really take your time and go slow. And then here. I think it's easier to use 2 hands. Okay. And then we're just going to add some little glue drops. Just tiny little glue drops, just to add a little more where that glitter's going to stick to the background. You just want to kind of balance it out, and you just want a few little glue drops, not too many, just a few. And then you're going to bring it to me, and we are going to put glitter on it together, and it should look something about like this. All right, have fun.